KSR's Jack Pilgrim here alongside Stephen Peak once again at the Mattamy Athletic Center, where Kentucky just absolutely mollywopped Team Canada 93-69, a game that, Stephen, I personally wasn't anticipating. I know Kentucky looked really good in that first one against Team Germany, but for them to go out there against a really, really good team, well-rounded, versatile, do a lot of things really well, probably, I don't know if I'd say high major college basketball team, but a D1 basketball team, and to go out there and just roll them the way the Cats did today, I don't know how you watch this game and don't get pretty darn excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking to fans throughout the entire game, and as the lead kept building, and we started thinking, we're now having like, man, I wish it was March. You know, let's not do what we talked about this yesterday, but let's try not to do what we did last year and get ourselves, too hyped up. But look, it's kind of hard not to. I mean, they put up 93 points today. They put up, 82 yesterday? What was the, I forget what the final, yeah, 82. So, I mean, and the way they're shooting the ball, the way they're playing, the style of play, I mean, look, I'll ask you this. How good do you think this Canada team is? How would they fit? Would they be the worst team in the SEC, or are you talking like a team that finishes in the top half of the SEC? Is it possible, or not? Maybe not that good?
Probably not that good, but this isn't a team, and we've talked about it extensively. This isn't one of the teams that we've seen in the Bahamas. This was a Canada team that was actually running offense and running some high-low stuff. Cal was talking about they were throwing some new wrinkles in there, baseline screens to try to set up shots. Like Kentucky, Canada's game plan was really solid, but Kentucky's was just that much better. And look, 27 assists on 35 made baskets for the Cats. Again, this is a team that ball movement, you'd have no idea that they just arrived on campus at the beginning of June. This looks like a team that has known each other for years. And Trey Mitchell arrived on campus 2.5 weeks ago. So for this team to be as cohesive looking as a group at this stage, it really is kind of eye-opening. It really does make you think, okay, what can this ceiling be of this team? What can they get to? And I think a big part of it is just I don't want to call it a surprise, because I had heard, and there has been growing buzz about just how good Reed Sheppard has been and his ability to knock down shots and make the right plays and take care of the basketball, all of those things. For him to step out there and not just make shots, because really his made shots weren't even the highlights of the game. It was how active he was defensively, him getting that steal, the two steals and dunks in transition, and then swatting the three-point attempt and leading that to a Jeff Sheppard-esque dunk at the rim. Yep. It was like, all right, man, like Reed is going to play, and he's going to play a lot.
He has to, right? I mean, is there a scenario where, he's one of the best players on the floor today. And
he was the best player on the floor.
Yeah, and like you said, that one play where he gets up and he said that in the post game that it was a scouting report, so he's like paying attention to that. 27's going to shoot the ball, so as soon as he went to help, they whipped the ball around to 27. He was like, I'm just going to get a hand up. He said, I got lucky. I mean, I wouldn't have made that play no matter how much luck was involved.
Four steals and a block, 2 blocks on the night. 4 steals and 2 blocks tonight for Reed Sheppard. That's not an accident, Stephen. No, that's Reed Sheppard.
And I love the way he plays. I love the way this team plays. There was a point early in the game. I think it was after. It might have been after Reed Sheppard hit a couple threes, but there was one point where they just moved the ball around. And I think 4 guys could have taken a shot, but they kept moving the ball, making the extra pass until, oh, look who's wide open, Antonio Reeves, splash. And I was just like, we didn't see this at any point last year. We're seeing it in July this year. Now, maybe we saw a little bit of it in the Bahamas, but I don't believe, and I watched those games, I don't believe it was, look, these are better defensive players too that they're playing against, right? I mean, so to be able to do this and again, the style, I'm just having so much fun watching this team play. I mean, I haven't felt this good about Kentucky basketball since, maybe the Bahamas. Unfortunately, that's what I keep coming back to, is that I don't want to overhype myself. But I'm just enjoying this team. And it's like they have so much depth. I'm hearing people talk about platoon squads, but I'm trying to, again, temper this, because we did the same thing last year. And, we thought, well, gosh, look at Onyenso, look at Damian Collins. And, they could go 5 for 5 with substitutions. But when Cal said it too, what do you do when you bring Bradshaw? I mean, somebody has to sit out. when you bring Bradshaw and Onion back.
It's a good problem to have if you're John Calipari. I mean, if you're being totally honest, going back to the guards, 9 assists, 1 turnover for Rob Dillingham in 18-plus minutes of action. DJ Wagner, not his best performance, especially shooting the ball, but I thought it was a really intriguing aspect that, yes, he was cold to start the game, but he kept firing to close out the game and got hot very, very late. And I was talking to my guy, Drew Brown, about it. It's like that Mamba mentality. It's like that I don't care, like just short-term memory. I don't care what happened in the first half. I don't care that my shot hasn't fallen. I trust my training. I trust my development to make this next shot. It's that mindless short-term memory thing that kind of makes good players great. The difference between good players and great players is that mindset, and that's something that I kind of just noticed in the back of my mind. It was like, that's what's going to make DJ separate from a good player and a great player. I love that. Love Trey Mitchell, how active he was defensively. He was kind of knocked a little bit when he arrived on campus, just for being not the best defender, at least as an on-ball kind of straight-up defender. But I love how active he's been defensively, getting hands on balls and making sure that he's being active in the passing lanes. Justin Edwards as well, just super attentive defensively, super active defensively, and Justin Edwards is a guy that, if you have followed him in his high school career, he's really struggled in FIBA events, especially shooting the ball. So it wasn't a huge surprise to see him miss some shots, but it was also really relieving to see him finally get a couple to fall. And you can see that silky smooth lefty finish, but he also continues to do so many other things beyond shooting that really stands out. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers, 2 steals. Justin Edwards is going to play. He's going to play a lot. He's going to be a high-level impact guy. The difference is between a good and great version of Justin Edwards is if he makes shots, and he was able to finally find his groove. He hit 3 threes and scored 16 points, second on the team. So great to see Justin Edwards start to knock down some shots as well.
I thought that too. I mean, I thought he had a couple putbacks early that he had one that was right in front of the basket, easy layup, and it went in and out on him. So it was nice to see also those threes going in for him. I'll tell you the cool moment I had during the game. There were Canadian fans here, and that's what's different, I think, from the Bahamas also, is that there were Canadian fans here. There were some of them who were in the first half were kind of getting upset that Reed Sheppard hit a 3 and he said, like, let's go, and there was a fan next to me like, all right, we need to shut that kid up. And they were getting into it. I saw this one little girl was with her family. She's decked out in Canadian gear. The whole family is, and she's even she's got Maple Leafs painted on her cheeks and everything. She's all into it. But it was the end of the first half, and she says she says to her dad's like, I want to cheer for Kentucky. She couldn't say, like, is it Kentucky? I want to cheer for them. So again, this trip has been as good as it could possibly be. I don't think they're going to play on Sunday for the gold medal. I didn't plan on that, and I definitely didn't expect them to not just win these games, but the game against Germany ended up being closer than the final score, but they were up 16 in that game also. And there's somebody we haven't really talked about. You brought him up, Rob Dillingham. It was kind of like you hear everybody talk about how much of a playmaker he is, and I worried after seeing him play that he might get selfish at times, maybe take some bad shots. Aside from maybe one in these 2 games, he's dishing the ball out. He's handling. I mean, this was a very physical. These 2 games have been very physical, and I thought the guards have handled that really well. All of them handling the ball. Yeah,
there's not a single guy on this roster that I watched today that was like, not his day, or I don't like this about him. There wasn't an individual moment. Like Jordan Burks, 6 points, 3 of 4 shooting, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks and a steal. He was, he talked to us in the media afterward. Like he did enough to make an impact there after all the talk about, him kind of struggling with the transitioning to the position and being a backup 5. Cal kind of saying he doesn't want to play the backup 5, but there's not really a role for him outside of that. So if he wants to play, backup 5 role is what he's going to have to be. He said, I'm just wanting to help this team however I can. Good mentality. Love to see that. Adu Thero, we haven't even talked about him. He was one of the best players on the floor again today. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Really solid all-around effort there. Knocked a couple balls loose, active defensively as well. Trey Mitchell, super high-level, high IQ guy. We talked about him, how active he was defensively. Make sure I don't leave anybody out. how about Antonio Reeves, the guy that led the team in scoring and continues to have the green light? Cal brought up the ultimate green light that Rob Dillingham had shooting yesterday, and also kind of brought up that same green light that Antonio Reeves has. Again, I think his confidence is on a whole nother level, and just seeing, I think the concerns that he had about fitting in next to the freshmen and making sure the freshmen don't get the spotlight, like, I understood where it was coming from to start with, but when you see the ball movement of this team and just see how connected everybody is and the cohesiveness with this unit, it's creating bigger and better opportunities for Antonio Reeves, where he goes for 23 tonight on 10 of 15 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. Is there a path to where he doesn't hit that 20-point mark almost every time he steps on the floor? Like, I just don't see him falling short of that mark very often this year because of just how well the ball has been moving. Again, 27 assists on 35 made baskets. Tone's going to get his opportunities, and he's going to get his buckets.
He's getting them because, like, the guard play has been so good in this dribble, drive, motion offense. These are the guys that can do it. The guys last year, I mean, there were some good players out there, but, I mean, no offense to Severe Wheeler, but, I mean, these guys are a different level, and Cal's getting to actually do what he wants to do. This is the kind of, it's funny hearing him describe the dribble drive motion offense as, like, this position, this basketball, we're having 5 shoot the 3, and, like, I don't remember it being that, back in 2015 or 2016, but it is opening. I mean, Antonio Reeves is going to get open looks every game. I mean, this is the way that you have to guard everybody. I mean, everybody can shoot. When you're spreading the floor like that, man, this team's going to be really, really tough to guard. Is there any negatives? Is there any reason? Pump the brakes? Tell me why I need to do that.
I have a negative. The Kentucky basketball team's going to Drake's house tomorrow, and we didn't get the invite yet. That's a negative for me.
Got the shorts on too.
I know. I went to the OVO store today. I'm physically prepared to go to Drake's house tomorrow, but I guess I don't get the invite to the barbecue that's being held tomorrow at Drake's house, where they're going to be able to swim in his pool and practice on their floor. Go figure. I guess we can't get everything nice.
John Calipari
in this world. It is what it is. A big Canadian tourism show today after during the press conference. John Calipari raving about all the Canadians he's coached in the past. Steven, I don't know if you noticed this, but he goes through Jamal Murray, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was in attendance. Shout out Shai. Michael Mulder, Trey Lyles, was going through a long list of guys, and there's one in very recent memory that was on this roster that was noticeably absent from the raving of recent Canadians. So nothing.
Yeah, well, he was absent from the floor the entire time also. So that's probably
there is
why.
something to be said about, like, Cal was asked about the Canadians that have played for him, and I guess it does.
He had to leave somebody out if he didn't play for him. I guess it does
fit the billing there, but that was just a very noticeable thing for me. Again, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was in attendance. Cal kept talking about how he was talking to him. I don't know if you saw it on the TV broadcast. Cal was talking to him while he was coaching, and Shai was like, "Bro, coach your team. You're up by 30." And Cal on the flip side is like, "We're up by 30, man. I'd rather talk to you." Yeah. So really cool moment to see a all-world basketball player in attendance who was 6 seats away from Meemaw. Shout out Meemaw, KSR legend. Meemaw was here in attendance as well. I think this is her last game, so make sure you show her some love. We did a mic'd up segment. Did we mic her up?
We did. She has plenty of thoughts on this game too.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait for that.
I love that Cal's actually coaching. I mean, he's coaching like it's mid-season. So I thought that was just how serious this is being taken. Like, these are real games. They are real games. Again, you had visiting fans in the stands, or I don't know if we were the visiting Kentucky fans, the visiting fans.
I had a just normal Canada basketball fan. I was in the concession stand line. She came up to me and said, "Did you guys really just buy all these tickets to come here?" I said, "Yes. All these people that you're seeing came from Kentucky to watch this team."
And they have no idea.
And they were like, "No idea. My gosh, this is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it." And she was like, "Well, I guess it does make a lot of sense. You guys are kicking our butts." So I guess there's a reason to travel to see this team.
Yeah, I've heard that from so many people, so many people associated, especially just with Canada basketball in general. The guy gave him the press pass. Like, are you one of the mini Kentucky media? Like, what's going on? The guy was like asking me questions like, why are all these Kentucky fans here? I thought like friends and family only would be coming here. Like, they don't quite get it. and what this fan base is. So.
Shout out BBN, man. Unbelievable. They called it a sellout. I don't know if it was officially sold out, but the atmosphere felt it. I mean, incredible in-game atmosphere. Fans on both sides. We got Go Big Blue chants. We got to see Jeff Sheppard going crazy for his son, who was otherworldly today. Just an awesome all-around experience here at the Mattamy Athletic Center. And Steven, I can't wait to run this back on Saturday. It's almost sad that we have to have a day off on Saturday or on Friday to kind of kill this momentum. I know the team needs to kind of decompress and go hang out at Drake's house and swim and all that, but I'm ready to get back on that floor on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm ready to see them again. Now they're going to be playing on Sunday for the gold medal game. I believe that this solidifies their position in that, right? Okay, so they're in that. That's the only thing I'm kind of bummed about is we may not be able to stick around for that.
Is what it is. I
want to see the Cats win some hardware for the first time since 2018.
Will they get rings?
Oh, no. I think we hang a banner.
A banner?
Yeah.
Hang a banner. Guys, this was a blast. We will see you again on Saturday. This has been KSR's Rapid Reaction. Go Cats.